Is America on the brink of a civil war? This question, chilling in its implication, has been on the minds of many, especially since nearly half of Americans, as of 2022, anticipated a civil war within a few years. A staggering 1 in 5 even believed that political violence is justifiable. These are not just mere statistics. They are a reflection of a nation wrestling with deep divisions and a growing sense of uncertainty about its future. Where does this expectation come from? What could possibly be driving this sentiment? It's not about pointing fingers and laying blame, but rather understanding the roots of such a belief. Could it be the political climate that seems to be eternally charged with tension? Or perhaps the socio-economic disparities that have been magnified by the global pandemic? Or maybe it's the echo chambers that seem to be amplifying extreme views and fostering hostility. In a world where we are more connected than ever before, it's ironic that we seem to be drifting apart, retreating into our ideological bubbles. We're not just talking about different political leanings, but a deeper, more fundamental divide that seems to be tearing at the fabric of society. It feels like we're standing at a precipice, looking down into an abyss of uncertainty. But what role does technology play in this unfolding narrative? Social media, with its promise of bringing the world closer, has often been blamed for dividing society. It's seen as a breeding ground for extreme views, feeding into our biases and hardening our stances. But is it really the root cause of this expected civil war? Has the rise of social media contributed to this expectation of a civil war? The answer might not be as straightforward as we think. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this in the next segment. Social media often gets the blame for dividing society and fostering extreme views. It's a narrative we've all heard, that these online platforms are causing rifts in our communities, polarizing our viewpoints and creating ideological echo chambers. Imagine scrolling through your feeds and you come across a family member sharing a politically charged post. You don't agree, and within seconds an argument ensues. Seemingly harmless platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or TikTok can quickly turn into digital battlegrounds where the weapons of choice are words, memes and hashtags. The algorithms that power these platforms are designed to keep us engaged, showing us more of what we like and less of what we don't. This can lead to the amplification of extreme views. If you're consistently interacting with content that aligns with a certain perspective, the algorithm interprets this as a preference and serves up more of the same. This can result in a skewed perception of reality, where our beliefs are constantly reinforced and opposing views are rarely encountered. Moreover, the anonymity and distance afforded by these platforms can result in less empathy among users. It's easier to dehumanize and attack someone when they're just a profile picture and a username. This lack of face-to-face interaction can embolden users to engage in aggressive or even abusive behavior, further widening the divide. As we navigate this digital landscape, we must remember that social media is a tool, and like any tool, its impact is determined by how we use it. It can connect us with people from all walks of life, expose us to new ideas, and even catalyze social change. Conversely, it can also be a breeding ground for misinformation, hate speech, and division. But is social media really the sole cause of ideological isolation? While it's undeniable that these platforms can contribute to societal division, it's important to examine this issue from a broader perspective. Is it really just the algorithms, or are there other factors at play? Let's delve deeper in our next scene. Recent research suggests that our real-life interactions might be less diverse than our online ones. It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? It would seem that the internet, with all its vast expanses and infinite rabbit holes, encourages a greater variety of interactions than our day-to-day lives. The research suggests that our interactions with friends, family, colleagues, and neighbors, those people we encounter in the physical world, are less diverse than the ones we have in the virtual world. It's a curious paradox. While we are physically closer to these individuals, our conversations and interactions may be more homogeneous, more insular. This lack of diversity in our real-life interactions can have significant implications. It can lead to a narrowing of perspectives, a reinforcement of existing beliefs, and a dismissal of alternative viewpoints. This can foster a sense of ideological isolation, where we only surround ourselves with voices that echo our own, voices that reinforce what we already believe. This situation can be particularly problematic when it comes to contentious issues, It's in these moments that we need a diversity of viewpoints the most. We need to hear from those who disagree with us, those who challenge our assumptions, those who can provide a different perspective. But if our real-life interactions are less diverse, we may be depriving ourselves of these essential voices. We often lay the blame at the feet of social media for dividing society, for fostering extreme views, for reducing empathy. But this research suggests that the problem isn't that simple. It's not just the echo chambers of the internet that are to blame. It's also the echo chambers of our own lives, the ones we create in the real world, among the people we interact with every day. So it's not just social media that's creating ideological isolation, but also our real-life interactions. It's a sobering thought, and one that invites us to reflect on how we engage with the world, both online and offline. The disagreement we encounter on social media, however, tends to be more contentious. Let's dive into this. Picture this: you're scrolling through your favorite social media platform and you stumble upon a heated discussion on a controversial topic. The back and forth is intense, the opinions are polarized, and there is little to no common ground. This is the quintessential online debate, and it's not a rare occurrence. On social media, we encounter a high level of disagreement. But why does it feel more contentious than a similar discussion in person? The answer lies in the lack of common interests or social glue that binds people in real-life interactions. In face-to-face conversations, we have shared experiences, common environments, and mutual acquaintances that form a sort of social adhesive. They remind us of our shared humanity, creating an atmosphere of mutual respect and reducing the likelihood of discussions spiraling into full-blown arguments. On the contrary, social media discussions often involve individuals who have never met, from different walks of life, with varying perspectives. The lack of personal connection and the anonymity offered by the online sphere can make it easier for people to express extreme views, leading to more contentious debates. Moreover, the absence of non-verbal cues in online discussions can contribute to misunderstandings. In real-life interactions, facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language play significant roles in communication. However, these cues are missing online, making it harder to interpret the intent behind a message. This often results in miscommunication, further escalating the contentiousness of online discussions. These factors combined can create a volatile environment where discussions can quickly become confrontational and unproductive. People may feel attacked or misunderstood, leading to defensive reactions and causing the conversation to spiral into hostility. This contentious nature of online discussions could be exacerbating the expectation of a civil war. Could smaller, interest-based online communities be the solution? It's a question worth pondering as we explore the concept of combating ideological isolation. Recent studies suggest that these smaller communities, which are often centered around shared hobbies, professions, or passions, could potentially help alleviate the issue. These online spaces, unlike the vast and sometimes chaotic landscape of mainstream social media platforms, offer a more personalized and intimate environment for discussions. They provide a common ground where individuals can connect over shared interests, fostering a sense of community and camaraderie. This in turn can facilitate more nuanced and respectful discussions, even when disagreements arise. What's more, these interest-based communities can also serve as a platform for exposure to diverse perspectives. For instance, a gardening group may attract members from different political, socio-economic, and cultural backgrounds, all brought together by their love for horticulture. Such interactions can help broaden our worldviews, challenging us to see beyond our individual echo chambers. However, it's important to note that these communities are not without their challenges. Moderation is key to ensure that these spaces don't devolve into yet another echo chamber. Administrators and members alike have a role to play in fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. Moreover, while these smaller communities can help bridge the gap, they are not a panacea for the deep-seated ideological divisions that we see today. They are but one piece of the puzzle. Other strategies, such as improving media literacy and fostering empathy in our day-to-day interactions, are also crucial in this endeavor. In conclusion, the return to smaller, interest-based online communities could indeed play a significant role in alleviating ideological isolation. By providing a platform for nuanced discussions and exposure to diverse perspectives, they can help foster a sense of understanding and mutual respect among their members. While this solution isn't a cure-all, it might be a step in the right direction towards bridging the ideological divide in American society.